Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name's Tanya, and today is not going to be a cooking day. We're not going to make anything on video today as far as food. Today I want to share with you some information that I have. This was so exciting when I figured out that I could do this. You can grow strawberries at home. Did y'all know that? From seed. Isn't that crazy? Now there's a few things that you need to know. You can't just like eat half a strawberry, stick it in the dirt, and it come up with much luck. It doesn't work like that. But I'm going to share with you a few little secrets that's going to give you some success in growing strawberries. It did me because I actually have strawberries growing from seeds that I planted last year. It's not a quick process. You're not going to plant them now and have strawberry shortcake next month from those plants. But I'm going to show you how to plant strawberry seeds to where you can have strawberries next year. And it's perpetual. It just keeps making strawberries. So this is so much fun. So go with me. We're going to do some things in the laundry room. I'm going to show you how to plant the seeds, start the seeds, and then I'm going to show you some that I have in different ages. Like I have some that are just popping through the soil. I have some that are about 1 inch tall. And I want to show you the ones from last year that actually have some new strawberries on them. They're not red yet, but it's not really time for red ones yet around here. So go with me as we go through this process. Hopefully you'll learn something. And if you have kids who are interested at all in growing things, this is such a fun experiment. It's not like most seeds where you just put them in the ground, keep them warm, and they grow. It's not like that. It's a little different. So we're going to talk about stratification. We're going to talk about the need for light to germinate. And it's going to be fun. So go with me. Okay, so here we are in the laundry room, and I have put warm water. Now that's pretty warm to the touch. These are Jiffy Peat pots. These come in a little box about like that, and there are several of these in there. I want to say there are 48 of these, but I could be wrong. My box is out in the sunroom right now. But all you do is this is compressed peat moss. That's all it is peat moss, and it is covered in a coating of a little fabric that has a cornstarch base. So apparently it'll disintegrate eventually in the soil. But the warmer the water, the faster this is going to absorb. And I just want you to see what it's doing. This doesn't take that long. Starts absorbing the water, and it gets several times its original size. So meanwhile, while we're letting that absorb the water, I want to tell you about strawberries. There are two kinds of strawberries. There are June-bearing strawberries, and then there are Everbearing strawberries. So the reason I tell you that is because you have two choices. You can either go somewhere or order online. Amazon has tons of choices for different types of strawberries. You need to ask people in your area that have grown strawberries and see what kind grows best in your area, because not every strawberry grows great in particular areas because of humidity levels, because of temperature, because of arid conditions, all that. But find out what kind is best for your area. And if you order them online, the benefit there is you know what variety you have. If you don't want to order them online, if you just want to get a strawberry from the store, I would encourage you to buy organic ones because they've not been sprayed with anything. So if you get organic strawberries and save the seeds, you actually have them right there, and it's of no extra cost to you to order them online. But the downside is you don't know what variety you have. It could be June-bearing, it could be Everbearing, and within those two categories, it could be anything. All that being said, I saved a bunch of mine last year, a bunch of seeds from strawberries. So just go with whichever way is best for you to just experiment with it at first. So what we want to do with the seeds, if you buy them already prepackaged, they are already going to be stratified. Stratified means mimicking the winter season so that strawberries can produce. If they don't know they've been through a winter, they don't know what to do. So it's kind of like you have to trick them into thinking it's winter where they are. So what you do is you collect the seeds from a strawberry that you're eating, or a strawberry, yeah, just from scraps, like you're washing a strawberry and seeds fall out in your hand. So what you're going to do is take those strawberry seeds, collect them, and I have these in a little jar. You can see those in there. And there's probably hundreds in there. They're just teeny tiny. But you're going to take these and put them in a little zip top bag or a container like this. This is just a discarded medicine bottle of somebody's. And you're going to put this either in the refrigerator or the freezer. Strawberry seeds actually do better, from what I understand, in the freezer. And you're going to put them in there for 4 weeks. Put a date on it so that you'll know that it's been 4 weeks. This is from July the 6th of last year, of 2021. Sorry, I'm old. 2021. So these have been in the freezer for at least a month. You can do over a month, but ideally a month. So in springtime, which is what we're in right now, you're going to take them out. Now, I want you to see the size of this. Pour the excess water out. This is what we're left with. This is our peat pot that we're going to work with here. So I'm going to take these seeds. Let me do a close-up on this so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, that's about as close as I can get it. All right. So strawberries need light to germinate. They do not necessarily need heat like a tomato seed would, but they have to have light. So what you don't want to do is put them on the ground, put the seeds down, and cover it up with soil because they can't see the light. So this is following the stratification. You're going to take a few strawberry seeds. We're going to sprinkle them right on the top of this peat pot. Just randomly around there. And with something kind of slick, I'm going to get a bamboo skewer out of this drawer. I use this for all kinds of stuff. I'm just going to gently push them down into the soil just so they won't roll off. And make sure you get it on the soil or on the peat moss instead of on this covering thing right here. Now, you can use garden soil to do this. Ideally, you would use a soil mixture because in that you don't get the insects, the fungus, the disease that some soils can carry. But whatever it takes to get you started, just do that. Okay, so our seeds, let me make sure you can see this, are right on the top of that soil. There's one right there. There's 2, 3. There's several around in there. So I'm going to show you what to do next. I'm getting my hands rinsed. And now we're going to go out to the sunroom. I'm going to show you what to do with these after that. Now, let me tell you this. I said they need light to germinate, but they're going to germinate in anywhere from 7 days to 6 weeks. That's a lot of time. That takes a long time. So just be patient with these. But I'm going to show you what they look like when they start coming up. So let's go out in the sunroom. Okay, so we're out in my sunroom. This is over in the corner. And trust me, this is cleaned out right now because I used to have a lot of plants over here. So I'm going to turn this light this way so it doesn't blind you. But this is just an inexpensive shop light from our big store in town. You know which one I'm talking about. Excuse me. This runs just around $15. This is a 4-foot shop light basically, but it has an LED bulb in it, so there is no heat involved whatsoever. You're not giving your plants any heat from this. So these are different types of plants over here. These are peppers and tomatoes and stuff. But I want to show you how I do this. Oh, and this is a 3200 lumen light. If you can get up to 5,000, go for it. Get back, Lacey. She wants to see what we're doing. So just an old zip top bag is what I have here. Now, I have to get behind the camera in just a minute to make sure you can see this. But I'm going to take this little peat pot and put it inside this. Now, the only reason I have this, can you see this? No, probably not. Let me raise it up here. The only reason I have this container inside this one, I don't necessarily need this one except for it just holds the bag open better, is that if I put these little peat pots down here, sometimes the zip top bag touches the top of the peat pots and it lifts the seed off. So I put it inside this, but just come up with whatever configuration works best for you. But, okay, let me get this camera over here. I want to show you this little tiny plant. Oh, get up there, guy. Okay, I'm going to pick this one out so you can see it. And I'm hoping you can see that little guy. See his little shadow? But right there is a strawberry plant. Now, these two were planted at the same time, and you can see it kind of gets a little green, moldy looking fungus on it, but just keep an eye on it every few days, or every day or so. Go in there and check it and see if anything has blossomed. Now, I'm not going to take this out and put it outside or harden it off yet outside, because it's still got some growing to do. I'll let it stay in here till it gets a little bit bigger than that. But I'm going to take and seal my zip top bag. I've got dogs sniffing at my face right now. They wonder what I'm talking to. So we're going to seal our bag off. It's real moist inside this bag. Lacey, get down, baby. So it's moist inside this bag, and I set it... This is so awkward to be doing this. Okay, let me put my camera back over here. See if you can see it. I have this, I'm just using this as something to lift it up closer to the light. The closer it is to the light, the better it is. But this is acting like a little greenhouse right here. So, again, I'm resting the light on this plastic box that's holding everything else. These are still little babies that hadn't been hardened off outside yet. So, I've got the strawberries in here, and it's like a little greenhouse. That's where they're going to stay until they probably get maybe, as much as ½ inch tall. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to take you outside, and we're going to look at some that are a little bit older. Okay, so here are strawberries that I planted actually this year. So I must have started these back in February. This is close to the end of April right now. So I started these back in February. Of course, I'll start with these. These are the older ones. But see how pretty these are? And it's funny because when I look at them, I think, man, that's really dry. I need to water that. But the drier ones seem to be the happier ones. Now see, this probably has at least 3 strawberry plants in that one little pot right there. These are just sailing right along. And you can separate those out when you plant them later too. These I planted after that. Look at this. They can't stand it. They have to see what I'm doing out here. So again, these are the older ones, and then these I planted not too long ago. This is one that I just moved out here I think probably a couple of days ago, but it was big enough to come out here. So it's not even ½ inch tall. I usually wait till they get about like that to set them outside, but the weather was nice. It's not too hot out here. Okay, now I'm going to take you over and let you see some that I grew last year. All right, I think I've told you before, I'm not really a gardener because I don't have a big yard. I just don't have anything to plant anything. I don't want anything touching the ground because they put chemicals on our yard because, I mean, our grass is pretty and green, but it comes at a cost. I don't want my food touching that. Okay, so here's some that I planted last year. This is just an old, they call these strawberry jars because there's opening in the sides, and you can see if it gets turned around. There's several openings, but we got strawberries here. Here's some that I planted last year. I don't think these have any on them yet, but they probably will. We'll come over here. This is my gutter system, I call it. I uprighted some pallets. I put these big metal pipes in the ground and just slid the pallets over it. I attached the pallets together, and then a friend of mine provided me with some guttering because he installs gutters and he installs siding. So these are some strawberries that were planted last year, but now these were the bare root ones that I ordered online, but the ones up here are ones that came from those. Those were the babies from those, and they have strawberries on them. So the ones you see in pots are ones that were propagated from these, because strawberries will produce runners. Like for instance, this strawberry I planted in their bare root, but then this one came from that because of a runner. You know, they had these long runners that come out. This one touches the soil. That's another strawberry plant. So there's some more strawberries right there. Let's come back here in this big giant box. That's what I'm always telling people about, this box. These are long wooden boxes that a company in our town uses for shipping their product in, and they just give away the ones that they can't use anymore. And you kind of have to reinforce it, but as you can see, I've got little strawberries planted all down the edge there and down here. And then over here is a strawberry plant. This is one of the ones that I planted from seed last year, or maybe it's from a runner. So these are just so perpetual. It could be from seed or it could be from a runner. It's basically last year's babies, but they have strawberries on them there. So aren't those fun? Okay, so now you got your strawberry lesson. Hope y'all learned something from this. There'll be some of the description from these in the description of the video. So just check that out for any questions that you have that might be answered there. If not, just send me a message and I will try my best to fill you in on whatever you need to know. Okay, so thanks for joining us in our little garden tour. It's such a mess. I grow things in cow tubs. I'm a desperate gardener. You know, if I grow things in cow tubs, I'm a desperate gardener. So thanks for joining me on today's video. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.